You know when your smartphone is running just a little slow and you think forcing a massive next-generation OS update onto it will fix everything?
Right, but instead the outdated hardware just overheats and the screen glitches out.
Exactly. The battery completely melts down. And now, I mean, imagine downloading that kind of software update directly into your cerebral cortex.
Oh, wow, yeah. That is a terrifying thought.
It really is. And it's the core premise of a fascinating speculative fiction story we are dissecting on today's deep dive called The Brain for Sale. Our mission today is to, unpack its wild sci-fi twists and really explore the debate it sparks about ambition versus just, living a simple life.
And the story kicks off in 2018 with these two college athletes, Djim and Joe, and they are essentially like drifting through life with zero ambition.
Just total lazy slackers.
Right, totally. Until Joe encounters this strange professor and accepts $30 to wear a golden disc behind his ear.
The cognitive input interface.
Exactly. And this isn't just a magic learning tool. It actively overrides the brain's dopamine pathways. Suddenly, acquiring raw data is the only way Joe can feel pleasure.
Huh.
He wakes up feeling this intellectual void so deep, he physically aches. And he has to devour information just to survive.
It's basically like plugging a supercomputer into a toaster.
That's a great way to put it.
Because he goes from smoking weed all day to devouring Moby Dick and quantum physics overnight. Our biological cooling systems, sleep, distraction, laziness, they are evolutionary survival mechanisms.
Yeah, they keep us balanced.
Right. So by bypassing them, Joe's brain is stripped of its ability to regulate itself.
Which leads to this terrifyingly fast rise and fall. I mean, he processes information so quickly that he realizes chemical batteries are a dead end. So he invents a revolutionary non-chemical infinite battery.
A total game changer.
Oh, absolutely. He builds a massive corporation, becomes a trillionaire, marries a model, the whole 9 yards. But the lack of thermoregulation you mentioned, it takes its toll.
Right, the hardware melts down.
Literally. The relentless processing power turns him into a tyrannical CEO, and his brain actually consumes itself. He dies of inoperable brain cancer at just 33.
Which is wild. And Joe's catastrophic burnout is exactly what drives his roommate Djim in the complete opposite direction.
Right.
Djim treats Joe as a terrifying cautionary tale.
Right.
He completely retreats from modern ambition, drops out, and chooses the simplest life possible as a bicycle messenger.
He essentially optimizes for biological safety. He lives this long, quiet life riding his bike, entirely avoiding the pressures of corporate success.
But, I have to ask, is biological survival the same as actually living?
Well, that's the big question, right?
Because, sure, Jim's brain didn't melt down, but is his life actually better, or is it just safe? We flash forward to when Djim is 80 years old, and delivery drones have rendered his simple job obsolete.
He's completely alone.
Just spending his weekends talking to ducks in the park.
And that crushing loneliness is the emotional engine for the story's climax. Djim has outlived his best friend by 50 years. And then he discovers a newly invented machine called the chronograph.
Oh, the time machine.
Right, but the story makes it clear this isn't some magical portal. It's a brutal mechanism that atomizes your current physical state and sends your consciousness back in time.
So there's a catch.
A huge one. Your current physical body permanently overwrites your younger self. And Djim decides to make the ultimate sacrifice. He travels back to that exact night in 2018 to save Joe.
Knowing his failing 80-year-old body will permanently replace his 21-year-old self.
Exactly.
That is just wow. He trades his remaining days, his whole timeline, to stop his friend's tragic trajectory.
And the epilogue breaks down the butterfly effect of that sacrifice. Old Djim suddenly materializes in their 2018 dorm room.
And Joe's terrified, right?
Totally terrified. He assumes this old man screaming at him is a bad trip or a bizarre prank. So he ends up yelling at Djim and kicking him out into a raging storm.
But the crazy thing is, even though Joe doesn't believe him, the encounter spooks him enough to alter his behavior.
Right. He rejects the bargain.
Yeah. Instead of attaching the golden disc, he just shoves it in his backpack. He completely pivots and channels his intense energy into sports instead, eventually becoming an Olympic cyclist.
Which sounds like a victory for everyone.
Until you look at the devastating irony of this new timeline.
Oh, it's so bleak. Because of the temporal overwrite, the 21-year-old Djim is simply reported missing.
Right.
The 80-year-old Djim, who was locked out in the storm, dies anonymously. And the most gut-wrenching detail of all.
Silicon Valley invents the infinite battery anyway.
Entirely without Joe's input.
It fundamentally questions the ultimate cost of success. Joe sacrificed his life for a technological leap in the first timeline, and Djim sacrificed his existence to save Joe in the second.
Leaving us to really weigh whether pushing our internal hardware past its breaking point is ever actually worth the toll it takes on us.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to ponder today. If humanity still acquired that world-changing infinite battery, even after Joe rejected the technology, does that mean our desperate obsession with changing the world is actually just an ego trip?
That's a fascinating point.
Will human progress just march forward inevitably, with or without our personal sacrifice? Think about that. Give your hardware a break today, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.